Hello, hello. We are live with Terra Nullius, episode 10. 10, guys. It's been 10 episodes.
We actually made it to 10?
We actually made it to 10. So
I feel like it should have been more.
it definitely should have been more, but we've done so many one-shots because people couldn't be here, but no, it's fine. I would just like to say that in the time that we've done this, I have missed one Thursday.
Same.
I have missed none because I don't have a life.
I've missed 2.
How many of you missed, Jordan?
Caleb.
I'm just kidding. We love you. It's fine. I'm not bitter at all, so it's totally okay.
I actually don't know how to count.
Well, that maybe is part of the problem.
You will in 248 more days.
Oh, good. I mean, we've only made it to the 10th session just now. So.
Yeah. So yeah, this is our 10th session of Terra Nullius, and last time you guys were completely pwn stomping a bunch of what should have been horrific monsters, but I guess they weren't very much.
Yes, from the bard.
It's hard to be scared of things that are so pathetic, honestly.
I mean, I have the demon living in me. It's not. They're not terrifying. They're kind of cute.
A little bit.
Competitive.
I just think they're gross.
Unless it's a reptile.
Yeah.
Don't say that word.
Except Buck. Buck's okay.
I don't think he's technically a reptile anyway.
No, he's not.
I don't know though.
So I looked up, just out of curiosity, how difficult this random encounter is going to be. It's difficult.
It's pretty difficult, yeah.
Which one?
How difficult this encounter.
Toity out.
We send Toity out first. It's fine.
What? It's 6 acolytes and 12 tribal warriors.
Yes.
Yep. Yeah.
I think it's like fun. I think it's like 400 over a deadly encounter.
Sounds about right. Yeah.
How long does it take to cast comprehend languages?
So, you basically like max rolled on them, right? On both of them.
I did pretty much indeed. I think you here. Let me double check. I think you could go a little bit higher.
I think you could do like 4 more tribal warriors.
Yes, yeah. That was the maximum amount of acolytes, but I could have gotten 16 tribal warriors. That's I could have gotten higher. Yeah.
You only have one. You only have 2 tribal warriors to every 1 acolyte.
It's true. Yeah. So it's fine, guys.
We won't.
It's fine. It'll be great.
As they say in Moldova, "Che fine."
Do they actually say that in Moldova?
They do because
Awesome.
of a friend from Holland that goes there who also speaks and Romanian and what do they speak in Holland?
Dutch, yeah. So, I think we begin the episode with
we were still waking up, right?
Yeah, you guys were at the end of your long rest when these peeps show up. But I think what we do is we get the normal we don't get the Terra Nullius credit sequence yet. We just start fading up on a rainy landscape. So it's the jungle around on this island. I think we recognize maybe a spot that you guys have traversed before along the coast, nearby where this ruin is that you guys have ended up. And we see a little some text that comes up at the bottom of the screen. It's like the coast, and you see the jungle like starting along the coast, and we see text on the bottom of the screen that says 6 hours earlier, and then it says November 12th, 1492, and or I guess November 11th, 1492, something like that. Yeah. November 12th is the day that you guys will be waking up on, but it says, yeah, six hours earlier. And we see the coast, and at first it's just like the raining coastline, and you see the jungle and stuff, and maybe we see some like crabs scuttering along the beach. But then out of frame, we see a canoe like glide up onto the sand. And we hear that satisfying sound of like, a boat through sand. And then we hear some splashing. We see some booted feet, and we see some red-skinned natives. And when I say red-skinned, I mean like legit red skin, like or fire red, some oranges and reds going on.
Are these the Genasi?
These are the Genasi. And that wouldn't be the word that we would actually use for them in this world because they're more Native American style than Asian. Because Genasi is from like the Jinn, the genies of Middle Eastern culture. But these Genasi are different. They're not from Middle Eastern folklore. These are from they're elemental humanoids that are so in tune with the natural elements that in the distant past their ancestors took on their forms basically. And so we see these fire Genasi, the fire primordials. We see them getting out of the boat, and they're wearing sandals that are similar to what we're familiar with now with Darius's new sandals. They look about the same style, and we see them getting out of the boat and like starting to like pull the canoes up onto shore. And we see 12 what look like hardened men and women tribal warriors with spears and minimal clothing, and they look rough and tumble types. And then we see 6 softer humanoids. And when I say soft, I mean like not only in their skin is probably softer, but also like just in their demeanor. We see and the tribal warriors, the hardened people, their hair is flaming. Their hair is like it's literal flames, and it's like going back and forth with their kind of like mood. We can see like one of them stubs their toe and their hair flares up suddenly. But the 6 that we see that get off the boats, the canoes after these tribal warriors, their hair is the basically the shortest it could be. We just see the faint sheen of blue fire, kind of just like a film over the top of their head. It looks like they're very in control of the fire that is their hair. If these were regular people, it would basically be like they've shaved their heads and they have like a buzz cut. But because the weird hair of these primordial humanoids is literal fire, it's more about control than it seems than actual like shearing of hair. And these bald basically Genasi, we can see that they have a different sort of outfit than the other tribal warriors. We see vestments similar to the vestments that Toity found in the tower a while back. So this like it's like an actual like vest, right? But there's like a hood attached to it as well. And we see them. They don't have their hoods on right now, but they're in these like similar vestments to what we saw before. And so we're seeing all of these like cultural artifacts on them, very similar to things that you've found on this island so far. We see them kind of like looking around, and I think we focus on 2 of the Genasi. One that's like one of the like hardened tribal warriors, and one that's like one of the softer vested types. We see the vested woman holding like some sort of symbol, and I think it's like a hieroglyph or something. We don't have any reference for what it might mean. It's not like a symbol of like something in nature or anything like that. It's like a symbol of a language. But she's kind of like fiddling with it as she like stares off into the distance at the jungle surrounding. And I think the tribal warrior kind of steps up next to her, and we get all of this in primordial. We get this in this. It sounds like Nahuatl, which is the language of the ancient Aztecs, or at least a language that's very similar to that. And we hear the warrior say, "I have a bad feeling about this." And the woman looks to him and says, "You always have a bad feeling about any place that's not our home, Tepin." And the man, apparently known as Tepin, says, well, what happened the last time we stepped out of our territory? And Itakali does kind of like a dismissive wave. So the woman who Tepin refers to as they kind of continue this conversation, Tepin refers to as Itakali. They're kind of talking about like some things that we don't get subtitles for, as we like kind of do like a pan out shot of like this expedition, what it looks like, kind of like getting their packs ready, getting ready to go. And I think the last thing we get, we cut back in on the woman's face, and she's holding the symbol still and looking off in the distance, and she says, and Tepin looks at her and says, like from beside her, he says, "What do you expect to find here, Itakali?" And Itakali looks back at him and says, "Answers." And then we get the Terra Nullius music up in the soundtrack. The credits start rolling, and we see Toity, Raya, Ari, and Darius in their usual places in the theme song.
So this is a symbol we haven't seen before.
It's not. It is a symbol you have not seen before.
Okay, so it's not from the cavern from before. That I'm pretty sure.
No, it's no. It looks similar in stylistics. It's probably the same language, but it's not the same symbol. It's not the symbol that said "Death is the road to awe." Yeah, it's not that one. But yeah, so we fade out from the credit sequence, and then we get on. We get some text on the bottom that says present day, November 12th, 1492. The mausoleum, and I think we just cut to the inside of the mausoleum as you guys are kind of like, so Toity, you have the last watch, so it's probably just you kind of like sitting. What are you doing while
Well, I'd woken them up, remember?
Oh right, yeah, we ended with like you guys waking them up. Okay, so I think we do the classic like recap thing, right? So we get that entire scene again, right? We get everything happening again. Toity is like waking everybody up, and yeah, you hear booted feet from outside. And yeah, so everybody's awake now, and you guys, I mean, I'm assuming you closed the mausoleum doors, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so I think the first thing I want you guys to do is make a stealth check for me. Everybody make a stealth check for like as you're waking them up, like how quiet you guys are being.
Do you remember how I woke them up?
Oh, how did you wake them up? That was last time.
That was the day before.
Yeah, that was the day before.
Oh, that was?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm remembering wrong then. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, please. Oh, dang it.
Yes, everybody make a stealth check just to see how.
Wow. Oh no!
All right.
Oh no, we're not very stealthy.
Me standing up in my chainmail is not very stealthy.
No.
Did Roll20 get some nice new graphics?
Yeah, they did.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I knew they updated the character sheets, but that's cool.
Oh, wait. Oh, it was scrolled up all the way, so I saw Emily who rolled a nat 1, but never mind.
Oh, no.
That's better than the nat 1 I was at on the scroll for some reason.
Emily and I rolled the exact.
I'm so stealthy, guys.
Yeah, so they definitely hear you guys.
Do we hear them?
Oh yeah. They're not making any attempt at stealth because they didn't think anyone was here. But you hear them like stop, and one of them like says to the other something in a language you can't understand, and it sounds like they're like tentative, like and suspicious. They're like, "Wait, did you hear that?" Like that sort of thing, right? And
as I hear
the
that,
doors are closed. There's no windows in this mausoleum, but like, so like, do you try to like crack the door open, look and see what's happening? Otherwise, you don't know what's happening outside.
As I hear them, I'm gonna go to my pouch, grab the stuff. I think it's like charcoal and salt, and I'm going to cast comprehend languages.
Okay.
Turn.
How long are you just casting that as a regular spell? So it's just one action. Yeah, got it. All right, because you can't do rituals. We need that.
I wish I could cast that as a ritual.
Yeah.
I hate to be that guy that like points out potential metagaming.
You should definitely be that guy.
Would Toity, like, we haven't seen them at this point, right?
No, because the door's closed. I'm assuming you would have closed the door, and you just hear them. And unless you like try to crack the door open, which in which case they would have noticed you.
Nope, not gonna do
You
that.
don't know what they look like.
So would Toity have been using comprehend languages if he didn't know whether or not they were humanoids?
He heard them. You guys can hear them talking to each other.
Okay.
It sounds like language.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it's not incoherent gibberish. Yeah.
Well, I wasn't sure if it was like footprints or whatever.
Yeah, you heard booted footprints, and then as Toity started waking everybody up and trying to get them to understand what was happening, you guys made too much noise, and then you heard them stop and then like talk to each other like in furtive whispers. So.
Okay.
Yep.
What do I hear as soon as I cast comprehend languages?
Yeah, so as soon as the comprehend languages comes on, make a perception check because they're trying to like not be heard. But if you
wrong window.
Yeah, I think well here I can make a stealth check for them. I guess that's probably what I need to do.
Oh, please be horrible.
I'll just make one, I guess. Let's see. Okay.
Oh.
All right. I guess that's fine then. Yeah. So I guess you guys tie. Is there any so is the tie go to the defender normally in these sorts of situations?
I have no clue.
I mean, I would think
I feel
it would
like
work
it's just
like AC. Like
yeah,
if you,
that's what I was thinking. Yeah, because it's just you have to get the target number. Yeah.
yeah.
Fine. Okay. So at first, Toity, you're like. It's like that feeling of like you know that they're saying something that you should be able to understand, but you can't quite hear it. But then you just like focus and you like put your ear up to the door.
That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah, and then the language you start hearing words that you understand, and so you hear the same people that we heard from earlier. We know this as the audience, but you know Toity doesn't. We hear them like talking to each other and saying something. So you hear a man say. And one thing I haven't been really paying attention to is the fact that for the duration you understand the literal meaning of any spoken language that you hear, which means that for names you wouldn't hear their sound, you would just hear whatever their name meant. And so just as a quick point of the people you've met so far, so the name Oatley, the ogre that you met, the dad ogre, his name literally means road builder. And Yumchakab means young lord.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's what they're literal. That's what you would have heard them as.
That would have been really helpful to know.
Yeah.
Before we...
Spartans, what is your profession?
Yeah. But
I build roads.
this is the thing, you don't understand. Like the thing for Toity, I feel like is you wouldn't understand like what the names signify in the language because it could be yes, that's actually like their profession, or it's like a more symbolic meaning, right? Because you just understand the literal meaning. So, yeah, so you hear a man say, little home, I don't think that we should do this. I don't like this place. We should leave now.
Yeah, they should leave now.
And then you hear a woman say, I think we should ask, we should try to see who they are. It could just be animals, we could run them off. Or maybe it's someone intelligent, and I would be interested in knowing. Maybe they've seen the thing we're looking for.
So Toity cracks open the door.
I'm calling it now. I've got the sandals that they're looking for. These are not the sandals you are looking for. Sorry, it's mind trick. Go away.
Oh no.
I think I know what I'll do.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to pull out my panpipes again and try and play a very just happy, calming tune.
Okay.
Oh god.
No. I have ideas.
Okay.
If you see someone coming out playing music, you're not going to take them as very threatening.
That's fair. It's fair. Unless they have a cultural tradition of bards, in which case they would know that you can make magic happen.
So I'm going to try to play my panpipes, and as I start doing that, slowly leave start playing the panpipes and like push my way out the door,
Mm-hmm.
and like to try and seem like I don't know, like very non-threatening.
Okay, and you're doing this in good conscience, right? Like you are actually trying to be
I'm actually trying to be
deceive them. Make a performance check, I guess.
Oh,
Right?
please.
For the playing and for your like act of you're trying to make sure that they understand.
Please +6 help me. Not bad.
All right. Yeah, that's not too bad. Yeah,
So
okay. So go ahead and describe that for me then.
If
So
I also play the flute with him to help him, would he get advantage?
He would have gotten advantage if you had said that before he rolled.
I know, but I was muted.
Yeah.
and
Oh, were you? Oh, did you say that? Right.
She was saying things, yeah.
Okay.
I know, and then I didn't realize I was muted.
That's fine. That's fine then. Yeah, no, that's totally fine. Yep. You're good.
Okay.
If you had
I
thought
just
about
give you-
while he was rolling. Yep. That's fine.
But I don't, know.
You just don't
Would
know
you
if Ari would actually do it. Yeah.
I don't know that Ari would actually do that though. I think she'd be like, "What are you doing?"
Yeah. I'm gonna start playing my panpipes as I do it, like just give them like stay, just like don't come out. Just try like as I'm doing that, like so I start playing my panpipes. I kind of just like stay, do not come, do not follow, and I'll like push my way out the door and walk up to them, playing my panpipes. A very happy tune.
As you do today, agreed.
A jaunty tune.
A jaunty tune. Yes, exactly. So, yeah. So you step out and you start playing. Playing your.
Have we fought Fire Genasi before?
Yes, you fought one. It was there was a fire warrior with
A snake lady.
with a snake lady. Yeah,
Heck.
But I haven't.
it's true.
Oh, yeah, you
Darius
haven't.
hasn't seen him yet. No.
And I would like to say, as he's going out, I want to stand like behind the door, out of sight,
Mhm.
holding sacred flame. So like
Ah!
people are coming in, like,
Right.
and they seem
So you're gonna
threatening
ready
when
in
they
action with Sacred
Yeah.
Flame.
Yeah.
I think I want a ready buck.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm going to like as I'm going out and playing my tune. As I stop, I'll like finish my tune, and as I do, I'll take a bow.
Okay. So yeah, you're playing this and like, so here let me just actually reveal all these people on the map, because I realize they're in the GM layer still. You do this, and I think they all look at you. The warriors ready their weapons. They have like spears. But the person who you assume is talking, so there's like one of the acolytes over here is like, you know, is like
Oh my gosh, that's a lot of them.
stepping over to talk to the head warrior over here. She's looking at you like curiously, like, what in the world? But the rest of them are like super on edge. They're like holding their weapons out, but they aren't like attacking you. And I think like, so you just play this little tune.
Mm-hmm. And then I take a bow.
And you take a bow. And I think there's just like silence. They're all just like staring at you. The man who's standing right next to the woman you assume was talking is like just scowling at you. He's just like super like dark
The
dark
man
look
is?
on his face. Yeah. But the woman like is like looks intrigued. She has like her eyebrow raised. And she's like, and then she says, "Who are you, little one?"
I see. This is the tricky part. Communicating with people that don't technically speak my language is tricky. So I'll just plainly say Toity.
Right.
Those
Yeah. So she says, "Is that?"
I point to myself and say Toity.
So you point like to your chest and say Toity?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. She kind of looks at you like confused. She's like, "I don't."
I'll then point to my ears and show her like there's like soot and stuff on my ears that work with Oatly.
Yeah. She just like shakes her head. She looks confused, and then I think that like a man says to her, "We don't have time for this. Let's just kill him and move on." Well, he says kill it and move on.
I'm gonna back up and just back up a little bit and see like I'm just like kind of go like no.
Yeah, and so I think what she does is she kind of like steps forward a bit and like pushes the warrior back, like stop.
How much
stop.
taller are they? Are they like
They're human size. Yeah, they're regular human
Okay.
size. Yep.
They're quite taller.
Yeah. So kind of she takes a step forward and she says,
Wait, I'm probably like right here.
"Yeah." Oh, okay. So you're that close to them.
Well, I came up to them.
Okay, yeah.
That's like really curious.
Yeah, so she steps up to you and she says, she points to her eye and she says, "Little home." And she like gestures to you.
Mm-hmm. And I'll nod my head. And
And
actually,
she gestures again, like,
Toity. Or no, I'll point to my eyes and say Toity.
and she nods and she's like, "Ah, Toity. Where are you from, Toity?"
Okay. I'm going to at this point. I will hold out my hand.
So wait, what
and
is the literal meaning of your name, by the way? Because honestly, that's probably what you would hear when she speaks.
I don't know. I haven't.
Do you not know?
No, I haven't.
Does Toity know?
Probably not.
Okay, so I'll just make it up then. So let's see.
It would.
Unless you want to make it up, that's totally fine.
I kind of want to make it up. Let's see what happens when I search Toity. Let's see if it actually means something.
Sure,
That's
yeah.
what I'm looking up right now.
Actually, I have an idea. Well, hoity-toity is thoughtlessly silly or frivolous, so I'll just say it means silly.
Silly, yeah.
Actually, I don't know if I want to know what Urban Dictionary. Oh no, I don't like what Urban Dictionary says.
No. Which Raya means friend, FYI.
Okay, cool.
So toity just means silly.
I wonder what
Yeah.
Ari means.
So obviously she doesn't know that she's saying the word for silly, right? But you hear it as that, right? And maybe it shocks you for a second. Like she says, "Ah, silly," and then you're just like, "Wait, what? That's not what I said." But then you think about it, you're like, "Oh, right, okay."
How to play the fool. That's what hoity-toity likely originates from.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway,
Ari means
Yes.
superior.
Superior. Oh wow,
that's fitting.
that's really fitting.
So as she asked me where I'm from, I hold out my hand, and as I do that, an illusion starts to come on my hand, and I show.
Yeah. So the warrior that's right next to her starts to like freak out a little bit when he like grabs his spear and like thrusts it toward you, like point first, just like out, and like he's just like, "No, stop it."
I'll hold it like more towards myself, and like it'll just show a picture of a boat, an image of a boat.
Right. And so this obviously looks like a caravel, right? Like a Spanish caravel. And so she like scowls, or not scowls, but like frowns, and she's like looks, and she's like, "What? Teppan, have you ever seen anything like that?" And he just like shakes his head. And he says, "It looks like witchcraft to me." No, yeah, she says, "No, I don't mean the illusion." Yeah, she says, "I don't mean the illusion. I mean what the illusion made." He shakes
They've
his
got
head.
fireheads and they're accusing us of witchcraft. Okay.
Hey, if you live,
Fireheads is normal.
yeah, it's normal to them. They've never seen a boat that looks like this before.
Don't be a fire racist.
I think he.
Arsonist.
So, do you make it look like it's on like an ocean?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So I think he shakes his head, like the guy shakes his head, and he says, "That thing would sink. It's too heavy, too big."
I shrugged. I'm like, kind of what it was.
Yeah, he looks at you and says, "Are you daft? Do you not speak our tongue?" Or he doesn't say our tongue. Do you not speak the language?
I shake my head, and then but I'll point to my ears and kind of trying to signify that I can hear them.
Yeah. So the guy like shakes his head. He's like, he's daft.
Are there not mute people? Well, no, I guess you can't make the argument.
Well, no, that's literally like.
He already said toity.
Yeah, he said words. He just yeah. So he just like dismisses you as being like some buffoon, some idiot.
Which I mean, you know.
Not necessarily too far from the truth.
Wow.
Shots
No, that's
fired.
me.
And then
I'll turn.
your little illusion, like the cannons fire as that joke gets made in the meta.
Oh, not in the game. No, that won't
No,
that to happen. I'll turn back to the girl and say like.
Actually, you probably don't even have cannons. You probably have ballista.
So I'll turn back to the girl and just point to the boat.
Yeah, so she kind of like leans in a little bit and she says, "I don't understand. Do you not know how to speak the language? How can you? But you can speak. You just speak a different, right?"
I'll then pointing into my ears and kind of just like outline. There's charcoal, like there's probably like it looks like sigils or something like drawn on my ear or something like that. And I'll just point to them, and then like make like magical sparks from my ears.
Right. Okay. Here, let me roll an Arcana check for her, just to see if she can understand what you're.
They have mages.
Right, but like, who knows? Yeah. So she's familiar with divine magic. So right, actually, give me real quick. Is comprehend language one of the spells that clerics can cast?
No, I don't think so. No.
Okay. Yeah, so she wouldn't understand.
Have
from her
tongues.
context. Yeah, but that's like a higher level thing.
But yeah,
and it doesn't use the same
language.
material components either. So
Yeah.
she's like, right.
I get tongues in a few levels, and I'm looking forward to that.
So yeah, I think she doesn't understand like what you're getting at, and so she just shakes her head and she says, "We don't understand, little one. Do you have friends? Are you alone here?"
I'll turn back to them. I'm like, I'll turn back and it's like, okay, they're not trying to kill us, so come out and be peaceable about it. But I'll say it happier sounding than that, so I don't sound angry.
Yes, you just try to say it like really happy, so that you're only getting across the tone to them.
Like, okay, guys,
Yeah.
they seem
Right.
friendly.
Yes, exactly.
Let's not try to make them angry, and so they don't kill us. Okay, how about that, huh?
Make another performance check for me.
Oh god.
Did we have to submit to this performance check?
No, this is just like
Oh, come on.
No.
Oh,
yeah. So I think Tepin, the big warrior, he grabs Itakali and back and like pulls her back to him, and he says, "We need to leave. There's nothing for us here. He might have people around waiting for an ambush. He called for them. You see."
She asked me if I had friends.
So I assume that we heard that.
Yeah, I tell Buck to I gesture for to stay and wait,
Yes, Buck nods.
but not come out. Just if something happens, come out. But
Be ready. Yeah.
But be ready. And then I just kind of I would just want to peek out the door.
Yeah, Seth, so Toity said something about them being friends, right? So what did Toity
I
say?
said they're friendly.
Friendly?
So let's not come out and try and piss them off.
Okay. So yeah, when Ari does that, Darius kind of looks over her shoulder, or I guess under her shoulder.
So we're all just stacked
Yeah.
looking
Yeah,
right.
we're all just
I
gonna do
guess I'm,
the
underneath and I'm
stacked
trying to
heads.
see through.
So I think the woman looks over and she's looks very, very confused. She's just like, "What kind of creatures are these?"
So I can Darius see? What can Darius see from here? Because I know there's a big statue.
Yeah, I mean, you
a
can
lot
see
of
whatever your token shows you. You can see. So you can see all of them.
Oh my gosh.
So I can So so Darius peers through the door and he sees this fire lady and he just goes, "Whoa."
That's it.
That's it. Just whoa. And he just kind of Darius is just kind of transfixed on the fire lady.
Yeah, I think she meets your eyes and just kind of frowns.
Yeah, Darius just kind of locks eyes and it just kind of spaces off a little bit. And, in the the anime version, you can kind of see it's that little romance scene, the love at first sight sort of thing.
Right. The sparkles are happening.
The
Yeah.
sparkles are happening.
Oh my
Influenced a
God.
little too much by the romance novels. Oh, sorry.
So
go ahead.
Tepin.
Oh, I was gonna say, do you want us to come out?
Just be careful about it if you do. And I want to turn back to her and show her like another illusion in my hand of like us traveling through and like maybe of us coming off the boat and like fighting like
So we see these
monsters.
little like 8-bit versions of you guys like walking down a road and like fighting monsters, JRPG style.
Getting like little bits of experience.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, just don't show her the one of us killing Fire Genasi.
No. That's why I said monsters.
Yeah.
And don't.
Right, so we see Darius being eaten by a giant crocodile. We see you guys fighting lizard people. Yeah, those sorts of things.
You don't see the ones where we're getting totally destroyed.
Yeah, it's like a.
That's because I didn't see him.
Fleshy monsters.
Yeah. And I think, Tepin, the guy, he like looks over at like the three of you, like looking out from the door. He's like glaring at. I think he's glaring at you, Raya. He's like locked eyes with you, spear in his hands, white knuckle grip.
Oh no.
Yeah, he's not looking amused by this turn of events.
I'm gonna go into my pack and grab some of the food from my rations and kind of just put it down as like a peace offering or something.
Okay.
I'll try and I'll take like fruits and stuff, so it looks
sure,
like
yeah. What would you even have? I mean, I guess honestly, you would have taken fruit from like the island, yeah.
Well, yeah, because I know
yeah,
now what's
exactly.
poisonous and what's not,
Yeah.
so I would have gotten us food.
Yeah. So whatever is, I don't know, what fruit do they have in Brazil? Someone look that up for me. But yeah, so he picks up some of these fruit, puts them down. Yeah, and I think
Mango, papaya.
okay, yeah. So you have some mangoes and papayas and stuff. So you set this down, and she looks at you, and kind of like frowns, and she says, "Oh no, I think that they think that we're gods." And yeah.
I think I literally start laughing. I think Toity starts laughing. He's like, "Oh, that's rich right there."
Yeah, and she seems really confused by this, and she's just like, "Oh, Tepin, I don't want to. I think we're confusing these foreigners."
No, I kind of take it. I'll just take like one of the things and just split it and like just hand her part of like, and take a bite of the other half. So I'm just trying to make a peace offering of some sort.
I mean,
right, and so she kind of like strokes her chin, and she's like, "So, Toity, you can understand us, but we can't understand you."
And I'll nod my head like yes.
So she says, "Say hello."
Hello.
That's not what I told you.
That's right, because I don't really know what she's saying.
Yeah, and so she frowns and she's like, "I'm not familiar with a kind of magic that I'm assuming is going."
Yes, I'm like yes, this kid like you said, yes.
Oh,
a little Toity bouncing, just pop, 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 pop.
it's that My Hero gif of Izuku like going freaking out like this.
Deku.
Oh my God.
Izuku is his first name, dude.
It is?
Yeah, Izuku Midoriya.
Oh, okay.
I'm just saying his real name and not his hero name.
Midoriya.
Deku-kun! Anyway. So, I was just watching that today. I'm on my 5th rewatch of that show because I'm getting all of my family members to watch it with me, but one at a time. Unfortunately, I have to keep convincing them after the other one like watches it and then like says it's really good, and then I'm like, so now will you watch it with me? Yeah. Anyway, what's happening?
She said magic, and
right, yeah.
Like, yes, magic.
Yes, magic. I'm like, pew, pew, like just make like those sparks
Right.
on my hands.
Yeah. So she nods and she says, "Oh, I see. So you don't think that we're gods?"
I just kind of like that. Like, okay,
Good,
no.
good. We are not gods. We are just people.
And this is where Tepin goes, "Speak for yourself."
Yeah, I think Tevin like crosses his arms and kind of like looks exasperated. Yeah, so she kind of like nods to herself and she says, "Have your friends come out. We don't bear them any ill will." And she like looks at Tevin like, right?
So I'll turn back and like, okay, guys, come on.
I'll slowly go out, like, because I want to seem confident.
This is
But I
like the
don't-
scene from The Hobbit with Bjorn and the dwarves.
Like, I want to seem confident, but I'm really nervous.
Right.
Darius
So,
just kind
I
of
kind of like slowly walk out towards Toity, and I kind of like nod at them.
Darius just doesn't like he walks out about the same, but his eyes don't move away from what's her name?
Itakali. You would have. I mean, you
Yeah.
haven't heard what her actual
I'm
name is.
just
So.
gonna say
Little home.
Little home is what the literal meaning of it is. Oh, and I guess so Tepin, the literal meaning of that I didn't come up with apparently. So let's just say it's hunter.
I know a hunter. His name isn't Tepin. But I might start calling him Tepin.
And then I'll also start walking out, but kind of like behind Ari and Darius, and I'm very like wary of them.
Mm-hmm.
I like
As they're coming out, I'm gonna be like introducing them. Like I'll grab their like, Ari, Darius.
when he says when
Right.
he says Darius's name, Darius just kind of keeps staring and just gives a wave and doesn't stop staring, and he kind of hides behind Toity a little bit as much as a bigger guy can.
I just go and stand right next to Toity
Sure. Yeah.
I'll
and
then
like face her.
I'll then bring up like another thing, like another illusion of like the globe, and like show it like like something like an arrow pointing from where we came from to where we are now, approximately.
Oh man, you're gonna confuse her.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's a
Yeah,
dumb
so-
idea.
So she like shakes her head and she's just like, what?
I'll throw away. Like, never mind. That was a dumb idea.
So we see it's like a hologram, right? You have this little hologram in front of me, so you just like swipe it away. Yeah, so I think she like looks around at the rest of you and she says, well,
Question:
Mhm.
Does she know the spells speak with animals?
Her
Yeah.
little home, no, she doesn't.
Darn it! Because I'm gonna say we could speak animal together.
Honestly, I think that would probably work.
That would probably work, right?
That is
We
the
have
most-
an animal translator companion.
Yeah.
That's I'd have to look into that, but like at the very least, you could translate through an animal. That wouldn't
Right.
be very reliable, but
That's the
yeah,
most ridiculous thing I've heard today.
Right?
It's hilarious.
yeah, no, she doesn't know that spell. No.
She doesn't know much. She didn't have much of a grasp of magic, apparently.
Anyone that's been on the mission field in a foreign land or in a place where they don't primarily speak English knows that this is a regular thing.
True. Just think about
Speaking
how
with
much
animals?
easier mission work is in this world, guys. Like, just get a high level cleric who can speak tongues, or who can cast tongues. That's
Guys,
that's the
next
gifts of the
level.
spirit are in this world.
Yes, exactly. You'll be a cleric. You'll be a barbarian.
I don't think they need barbarians on mission strips, honestly.
Hey, you never know.
But, I mean, they need help building things. You
Those
know?
are called crusades.
Yes, exactly. Thank you, Emily.
Those are the bad kind of mission strips.
I mean, what do you think this is?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, there's not really a religious factor yet. It's mainly
Except
just
that we're not
colonialism.
doing it in the name of our Lord and Savior,
Yeah.
Dragonborn Jesus.
Yeah. It's just colonialism. It's just governmental colonialism, which isn't necessarily better, but
It's all the same.
yeah. So she looks at the like three of you in front there, and she says, "You are all very interesting, especially that one in the back. What is she?"
Points
to Raya.
Raya.
Do I see her pointing to me?
Yeah. She tries to be subtle about it, but you notice.
She's wondering what you are. I'll point to her and say, tiefling.
So, tiefling, that is her name?
How do I do this? Halfling. I'll point to myself. Halfling. Tiefling.
Here, let me roll an intelligence save for her just to see if she's picking up what you're laying down.
Otherwise, she's gonna think your name is Halfling now.
No, I'm Toity.
Well,
I already established.
She knows.
Yeah, girl.
Yeah, so
He's catching on.
she nods and she says, "Okay. Why did you point to your chest earlier when you were saying your name then?" Name. Race.
Oh. I'll nod my head.
Who you are, who your people are. Mind.
Oh.
Like that.
I'm gonna just shake my head like, I like it.
Yeah, and so I think she nods, and so she says, "Toity, halfling." And so you guys hear her saying these words, like. In
So
your
I
language.
say.
So.
So I
So
point.
we understand that that's what
Yeah.
what we're establishing now.
Yeah, yeah.
So I'm gonna then point to her like area, whatever. Point to her like and point like and try and like give me a inquisitive look. So
Oh, right, to her.
Yeah.
Yeah. So she nods and she says, "Oh, right, of course. Little home, the people." Remember, she can only speak in literal language to you.
I'm gonna turn to her like I'm gonna turn to the rest of them like, okay, guys, you remember what she said because I'm not hearing the right things.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah. So
Yeah, what does it sound like to me?
yeah. What does it sound like to you guys?
Yeah.
Here, let me. I need to look up the doc real quick.
So I would
I wrote
know
this down.
what her actual name sounds like now that I understand what the thing means.
Yeah. So you hear her say Itakali.
Itikali, and
Yeah.
then the chest.
Yeah.
The people. Of course.
Right, but that's like literally what like everyone has the word that means the people in their language. So.
My people are the people.
Here, let me. Where is this?
I'm so looking forward to next language when I can learn tongues.
When do you get that?
Next level.
Yeah, same with me.
You both get tongues?
Mm-hmm.
Didn't you have tongues before?
That's why I went.
What are you talking about? Barbarians don't have tongues. They only have teeth.
That's really
no,
disturbing to
those are-
think about.
That's
those
quotable
are
for tonight.
tieflings have teeth.
Tieflings have teeth.
But do you have a tongue? Because I don't.
Yes, but at next level, I'll have multiple tongues.
That's creepier than nothing. That's creepier than no tongue.
Yep. Oh, guys, next level, I could also get sending. We can send messages to people.
Does this make you
Yeah.
a partial tongue? Or a partial tongue? No, I'd be the partial tongue.
Partial tongue. I don't want to think about that.
It was a reference to Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy. It was a Harry Potter.
What a
episode.
good show.
It was like I think it was a combination. No, there was a different. There was a D&D episode as well. It was actually like if you think about a lot of the things that happened in that show, it's actually a really really bad show.
I just liked the Fred Burger episode, the Keeper
Burger, yeah.
Burger.
Okay, so actually, what you hear? Sorry, I misspoke as to what she would have said. So she says to you here, Toity, people of the flame. That's what she says. She says, people of the flame. And then Ari and Raya and Darius, you hear her say, Tlachinoli.
Kilakino.
Tlachinoli.
I thought so they're not called
If
Genasi.
you say that, I say bless you.
No. They're definitely not called Genasi in world. No, because that's a Middle Eastern term. So, yep. So that's what these guys call themselves.
Sounds like ravioli.
So I guess to try to help Toity, because I don't want to fight all these people. I'm like clearly we're outnumbered. I go, Ari, human.
Yeah, so I think Tepin says, good, now we know what to call the boring ones.
Is that what they're
as soon as he says that, I'm gonna snicker and like just
yeah,
like,
only Toity hears that. Only yeah.
Mr. Snicker like
I'm like what? I'm like what?
And then like Little Home like looks like kind of like slaps him a little bit, right? Like that's rude, like that sort of thing, right? And she says, and then like Tepin looks at her again, and he says, "What? She looks like us, but boring."
I'm gonna mumble under my breath. He has a point.
and yeah, so Tepin like points at each of you successively and says like, boring one, and then points to you, Darius, and says hairy one, and then Toity like small one, and then points to Ryan and says creepy one. Creepy. Oh.
At that point, I go.
I like shrug and I'm like, what? What are they saying?
Nothing I want to repeat. No, I say nothing, and under my breath, nothing I want to repeat.
Yeah, and
I like to glare at Toity like what the
and Itoka wait, what is her name again? Itakali. Itakali kind of like says like, pay him no mind, he's rude. He has no manners.
I won't respond to that.
Actually, she probably says, honestly, you probably don't hear it as he has no manners. You probably hear it as, because it's like literal, so she probably says something like, he does not have good behavior as becomes the tribe. Like the literal meaning of what she said.
I'm not going to respond to that. I'll kind of like nod my head a little bit, like, okay, I understand.
Yeah, Tepin crosses his arms again, like he's been insulted, and like looks away.
I mean, I don't have any way to communicate with them. I'm just kind of.
So Toity's just like sitting there, like, all right, well.
So I look between Toity and the woman, and I just like shrug. I'm like,
what's going on? Yeah, and I think Itakali looks back at you, Toity, and says, I have a question to ask you, little one, Toity. Well, she probably says, I have a question to ask you, silly.
I'm used to being called that anyway.
And I think, yeah. She looks. Do you actually say that out loud?
No, I just wanted to say that in Toity's voice.
Yeah, I got it. Yeah. So, cause she looks like around conspiratorially, and she says, let's see. Have you seen? Yeah, she looks at you around conspiratorially, leans in, and says, "Have you seen any of the people of the Seven Serpents? The rest of you here, Chico Mekoltl." Now she says that.
Sorry. Say that last part. I didn't really get that last part.
She says, "Have you seen the people of the Seven Serpents?" And the rest of you here in like the actual language she's speaking, Chico Mekoltl.
I'll hold up like my hand again and like show a picture of this, show an image of the snake people we fought.
Right. Well, I assume that you wouldn't have shown that because it was like the snake person, and you've only met the snake person once, and that was like the one snake person and the fire person. So I assumed that you had left that out of your like.
Oh no! I just showed just
the snake person.
Like, just what the snake person looked like.
Okay, yeah, that she probably wouldn't have asked it that way then, because I assumed that you hadn't shown that yet.
No. I mean, right now
No.
I do that.
Oh, right now. Okay. I see what you're saying. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I was okay. We're good. We're on the same page. So yeah. Her eyes go wide, and she says, "That is why we're here, silly. We're here to find them and stop them."
I was just like nod my head.
They're looking for something. Well, we don't know what they're looking for, but where the 7 serpents gather, bad omens gather as well.
Wait.
Are they looking for a dwarf with sandals?
I will go ahead and do we all have maps?
No, just Ari has one.
I'll turn to Ari. Ari, can I see the map? They hate the snake. I'll like, can I see the map? They hate the snake people too.
Oh,
They are friends. They are infinitely friends.
but then I like lift my eyebrow and I go, "You mean the one that attacked us with a fire person? They hate each other?"
Let's not talk about that right now. I don't know what that means. I'll admit I'm quite confused about that. Just let me see the freaking map.
I like pull it out and then like shove it at him.
Yeah.
Darius, I think you can. If she does not like snake people, I think we can trust her. That sounds like a pretty good thing to trust.
Sounds like a good litmus test.
I'll unroll the map and I'll go ahead and just
that
point to
works.
the area where we ran into the snake lady.
All right. She nods. And she says, "By the river. What were they doing? Or was it just one? Who, tell me about it. Actually, you can't." She like looks down.
I'll just put up like an illusion of us fighting the snake person.
She nods. Here, let me ask you yes or no questions then. Did you kill her?
We did, didn't we?
Yeah.
I'll nod my head yes.
I stole the poison vial actually. I have
Oh
the vial.
yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Yeah, so she nods with you and she says, "You're lucky that they happen to have the same gestures for nodding and shaking their heads. Apparently I've decided this.
Yes. No.
Now you're just insulting Darius. They have a highly developed oral culture. Anyway, so she says, was it just one?
It was just one, right? I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
What were they doing?
Hey.
She uses the gender neutral term for like one person, basically. Yeah.
Okay.
I was kind of struggling. Like,
I mean, didn't it just attack us?
yeah.
Just kind of jumped out of the forest and attacked you. Yeah.
I was like, I'll just kind of shrug and like just show it attacking us.
And they were all alone? Make a deception check.
Wait. Oh. Well, I meant the snake lady. There was just the one snake
Right,
lady.
but she asked you a different question though, right? Before she asked
see.
you, was there just one snake lady? And then she's like, and they were alone?
Well,
Do I lie?
If
Yes.
there was a
You can.
lady
And I
with-
think Toity, you can tell that she's confused that there would only be one of them. Like that doesn't make any sense to her.
Okay, fine. I'll roll deception.
oh.
Great.
Yeah, so she frowns, and she says, "They don't travel alone, silly." I know, it's so interesting. It's funny.
Well, like demeaning.
It colors everything she says. Yeah.
Well, what's sad is that we can't even aid him.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there's no
I
way.
don't know what they're saying.
That's why I'm looking forward to next level.
It's next level. You can get that spell.
Yeah, next level. Like
Yeah.
Nice. That's exciting.
3rd level spells.
Well, I guess I need to kill you now then.
okay, I'll
Rude.
actually.
Sorry, you guys didn't have comprehend languages cast, so you didn't understand what I just said.
What was the thing we ran into in the other cavern? It was another kind of the thing that was tied up. What was that? I can't remember.
mermaid lady thing. it was.
Oh yeah,
siren.
they appeared as
the hag.
a fire woman, but then it was like a hag. Yeah, it was like some creepy old woman.
Do I try and lie more, or do I tell them the truth?
Why?
Meta.
We see Ari appear on one shoulder and be like, lie. And Darius appears on the other shoulder and like, tell the truth.
Yeah, that's truth.
Actually, I'll probably turn to them. I'm like, guys, they're asking if the snake lady was alone, and apparently these aren't things to travel alone.
Was she alone?
I mean, if we remember that the hag was with them, and it was a hag and not a fire person.
Well,
It
Should I
wasn't,
lie?
no.
wasn't though.
Oh,
The
No.
hag was in the cave.
the hag. Oh, yeah.
I mean, I just turn and I just go like, tell him like he had like an animal companion or something.
I mean, he's gonna. The deception still rides. Like whatever you say, it's she's not gonna believe you unless you tell her the truth.
I think I just have to tell her the truth, and let's just hope we don't die.
Oh God.
I would like to
You're,
say.
and so I go like, are you serious right now?
No,
But gritting through my teeth, like, are you serious right now?
no, we're outnumbered already, and I'm starting to lose their trust. We can't. I don't know what else to do.
Tepin is tightening his grip on his weapon.
I will say, in all fairness, if these snake lady peoples are like if they're on the hunt for if the fire people are on the hunt for the snake lady people, then the fire person that was with the snake trying to attack us was probably a traitor.
Still, like, I don't think they're gonna do very kindly with killing one of them. I kind of put my hands on my side, like I'm just like posing kind of thing, like like that. But I'm really grabbing for my short swords.
I'm just gonna. I'll give me.
Want to make a stealth check for me, Ari?
I was also going to say, just show the fire person also attacking us.
That's what I was gonna do.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I do that just fine.
Yeah, you're fine. You subtly reach towards your weapons without anyone noticing.
So what I'll do is this. Is what I'll do. I'll bring the illusion. I'll kind of like just drop my shoulders, hold the illusion back up, and show like us fighting the snake lady, and then like a fire person like runs in and starts attacking us with this. They start running and like start attacking us with the snake lady, just the one.
Right. And so she frowns. Tepin's eyes go wide. He starts to move forward, but like Itakali like puts a hand on his chest. And she looks back at you and says, "They were working together. I can see how you wouldn't want to tell me this, silly, but."
Sorry, it's just
So the rest of you are hearing Toity every single time she says this, but
So,
in character, I would not be laughing. I'd be scared. Right?
Yeah.
I'd be a little nervous right now.
yeah. So she says, "This was likely a slave. I understand why you would be hesitant, but we're not going to attack you." And she looks back at Tepin. We're not going to attack them.
I'll just let out a sigh of relief. Okay, they're not going to attack us.
Though Toity, I do want you to make a persuasion check, because as much as this woman wants to be in charge of the group, she's not necessarily the one who, like, Tepin could act out. So make a persuasion check just to, like...
Oh, no!
Oh,
no! Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? A nat one! A nat one!
Oh,
We're
and
gonna-
Okay, everybody click your tokens before you roll initiative.
on that note, let's go ahead and take our first break, and we'll come back and
Are
see
you
what that means.
kidding me?
We'll be back right after these messages. Stick around.